Olá pessoal, aqui estou eu para gravar mais um vídeo para a série Lindos Meninos, mas desta feita vou fazê-lo em inglês para tornar o vídeo o mais abrangente possível, ok? E vão perceber pelo teor da conversa. So, hope if you guys enjoyed this video, hope you like it, subscribe to the channel and please share the video. So let's get right into it. Have you ever seen the movie Interview with a Vampire? Awesome movie. Not just because I'm a vampire movie fan or because it has a great cast, because it has a great cast. Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas, Tom Cruise. It's like one of the greatest casts ever in a movie. Awesome. But why I love the movie is because it's an analogy. It's an analogy of what's going on, of what goes on since forever in every society, and that the regular people, the regular Joe, the people who work from 9 to 5 to put food on the table, pay their bills, follow their ambitions, so on and so forth, are unaware of. All right? There's always been this sort of underground flow of ideas that go on that most people just are not aware of. All right? So this is what I wanted to talk about. And that's why I love that movie. All right, let me spend a minute talking about COVID and why COVID is not important. All right? Okay, so a pandemic is something that it's humankind or it's us really hard, and it takes years for us to control, for us to be able to get rid of it. You know, something that hits us worldwide, hits us really hard, and takes a long time for us to get rid of it. That's a pandemic. What we're seeing with this virus, it's endemic. What do I mean by endemic? I mean that this virus is not going anywhere. This virus will be just like influenza. It will be here forever, all right? These vaccines that we created under a year do not kill the virus. You know, it just makes it evolve, mutate, transform into something else. All right, but it does not kill it. So we have to learn how to live with it, learn to deal with it. Endemic, not a pandemic. Why is this why does this tie in with what I want to talk about? You'll see. Okay, this has been used, this COVID has been used to create the next stage in this war, this underground, this war of ideas, this dialectic war that's been going on for the better part of 250 years. You know, way back when there was the British Enlightenment and the French Revolution, and they clashed. The French Revolution brought us socialism. Socialists loved the French Revolution. The British Enlightenment created the greatest civilization the world has ever seen. The British Empire and then the United States of America. Like it or not, there's never been a civilization with more freedom, more wealth, more health, more anything, more opportunities than the United States of America. like it or not. So this war, you can say that it became Marxism against liberalism later on. This war has been going on for a long time. A long time, all right? Now, people talk about fascism, but you never hear a peep about communism. Have you ever wondered why? Communism killed twice as many people as the Nazis did. The Nazis came to power, there was a world war, they lost, poof, they went away. You have white supremacy here and there, small pockets of it. That's it, no expression. But communism, you had, and you still have, communism in Russia, China, North Korea, South America, and I mean Cuba, Venezuela. It killed millions and millions and millions of people. But no one talks about communism. Have you noticed? The millions of people that communism killed in Russia, in the gulags, in Ukraine, in North Korea, in China. Mao was a freaking monster. No one talks about communism. And so, from Jean-Jacques Rousseau to Foucault to Derrida to Marcuse, all those left-wing thinkers, all they did all these decades since the French Revolution, since Marx, and so on, all they did was to, how we now say it, rebrand Marxism. That's all they did. Their ego and their pride was so freaking out of control that they couldn't admit that Marxism doesn't work. Marxism generates oppression, poverty, death. Marxism kills freedom, all sorts of freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom of thought, all of that. And their pride and their ego was so huge that they just couldn't face it and admit it. So what did they do? What have they been doing so far? They've been trying to rebrand Marxism. Now we're seeing the latest mask of Marxism, cultural Marxism. When you hear people talk about diversity, equity, all those nice words, they sound so nice, don't they? They're just a new version of Marxism. Black Lives Matter, founded in Marxism. They want to tear down liberalism. They want to tear down democracy. They do not believe in democracy. All communist countries are totalitarian. Why? Censorship. No freedom of speech. no freedom of thought. You cannot go against the rules. Totalitarian. And so this war that's been going on for the better part of 250 years brought us to this. And COVID was the perfect excuse to take it to the next stage. You can see it all over the world, this authoritarian impulse. With COVID, they can impose anything under the guise of safety. Because we've known for a long time that most people will sacrifice freedom for safety. And when you have the media pushing this idea, this propaganda that we have to be safe, we have to do everything to be safe and to protect others, even if we have to give up our freedom. You see, it was the perfect excuse to take this war of ideas to the next stage. That's why I say that COVID is not important. It's not important. It's just an excuse. It's just a stepping stone for what's going on for a long time. All right? So under the guise of keeping everyone safe, which is ludicrous, it's a ludicrous proposition. We wouldn't have made it here to how our civilization is now, what we are now, if our main goal was to be safe. Think about it. No risk. And so, I want you to think about this. Cultural Marxism versus liberalism versus freedom. Being safe or being free. Pandemic, endemic. And pay attention to what the governments around the world are doing. And how and why they are using COVID as an excuse. Pay attention at what's happening in Australia, New Zealand, Canada. All these countries with a huge authoritarian impulse. A huge socialist pulse. See what's going on over there. We need to try harder to see what's behind what we hear and what we see every day. We need to try harder to see the real intentions behind the propositions that we're faced with every day. All right? I hope that I've helped to put things in a better perspective for everybody. So I thank you all. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and please share the video. All right? Knowledge is never enough. Never enough. I see you guys next time. Thank you.